Hello everyone, I hope everyone's doing well. Guys, I was sent this video by someone in my Discord community. By the way, if you want to join it, it's just a free community for us to hang out together. The link is in the description. So it's a video about some investment banker that exposes hedge funds and this shit. And as soon as I saw the title, I was like, free content. So to whoever sent me that video, you're a G. So let's get right into it.
One of the things that happened to me quite early in my career that made me realize what was going on. I went to some basement with about 100 other bankers, and there were this semicircle of plastic chairs, and we all sat there, all men, and then these two women took out an assortment of marital aids and just proceeded to have sex with each other while people were doing coke and people were watching, and then they got some people in the front row and then just started f***ing them. There's something grotesque about 100 men in suits watching two women going at it hammer and tongs. And I remember thinking, okay, this place is a little bit mad.
A little bit mad. This is what I have always told you. I have always told you that rich people are not people who are smarter than you. They are not people who are more intelligent. They are not people who are stronger. They are not people who are healthier. They are not all that. They are not people who have supernatural human powers. As you look at them in this video, most rich people that work in hedge funds, that work at the top finance companies, they are like that. They are just degenerate, drug addicts who don't know what the fuck they're doing. They just have a certain mindset that they're going to get the work done. This is it. When I look at you guys and I see that there's a lot of people watching this video who are smarter than those people right there celebrating and doing all this degenerate shit, and I see you doubting yourself, fuck you and your mentality, brother. When I look at this and then I look at you, most of you, and I see that there's very smart people in my audience, however, you just sit there and cry about it and you're like, I don't know if I can do it. When you look at them, you're better than them. You can do it. You can make it in this world. You can achieve whatever success you want because you are simply better. Let me give you a small example. If you're a muscular guy and you get in the ring with a very skinny guy, however, you're not ready to punch, the skinny guy will punch you and knock you the fuck out. You are the muscular guy in this game, not them. However, simply you're not ready to punch. They are ready to get in the ring. They are ready to fight you. They are ready to punch you and knock you the fuck out. We can beat them if we want to. You just don't have the mindset to get in the ring. So get the fuck to work, get in the ring, because we can take them down and we can take their places. So get in the fucking ring and start working.
For 12 years, between 1996 and 2008. It's an incredibly secretive world. No one really seems to understand it. I thought it was about time someone explained what really happens.
Nice, let's see this.
Investment banking covers a multitude of sins. In its very simplest form, it's about putting together people who want to invest money and people who want money invested in their companies. And we're in the middle, taking a huge slice. I had been to a decent university. I could also bullshit with the best of them. And that is an important aspect of any job in the city. The city is a place that rewards bullshit probably more than any other career. I couldn't believe the amount of money I was...
This is, by the way, the same idea that I always talk about when I tell you guys about the news, that the news, you just don't watch it, they just want you to do certain things. They want you to put money in certain things. They want you to invest some way. They want you to buy or sell or do any of this shit so they get on TV in front of you and just like bullshit you about some things, and you'll think, okay, I need to buy Bitcoin or I need to sell Bitcoin or I need to do all this shit. Whatever's put in front of you on TV is put on purpose for you to go in a certain direction and react in a certain direction when it comes to the markets. And this is why I always say rely on technicals and just rely on official fundamental news. Don't rely on all these mind-playing games. I don't watch the news at all. I'm a trader. I don't watch the news at all. I don't turn on the TV and sit down and start watching the news. I don't do this because I know that it's just mind games to push you in a certain direction, to react in a certain way, because this is what they want. So always be aware of that and always take care of yourself.
Within about 4 years, I was earning 120 and my bonuses were getting up to 300. And then by the end of it, I was over 600. The money is ridiculous. I mean, the justifications for the money have always been things like, oh, it's stressful. Well, this wasn't as stressful as a teacher's job. Oh, it's dangerous or risky. It's not as risky as being in the army. I always felt a little bit guilty about it. Like, why the hell are these people spending so much money on me.
They're spending so much money on him because he's bullshitting everyone. And to be able to bullshit everyone, to be able to find that person who has the ability to bullshit everyone and play these mind games and play these tricks on people to push them in a certain direction, it's hard to find such people because most people have a certain conscience. And I tend to believe that most people have good souls. Like most of you watching this video, I don't believe you're bad. I don't believe some of you are bad. I believe that most of you watching this video, up to 90%, have good souls and have good conscience. So in order to find that bad person who is ready to bullshit everyone, lie to everyone, scam everyone, push them in certain directions, of course, it's very hard to find, and therefore you're going to give him a lot of money if you find him.
When all I'm doing is pushing around bits of paper. It was a source of continual bafflement. Cocaine is the perfect drug for bankers because
of course
it is expensive, it's glamorous, it's something that can make you talk even more bullshit than you normally do. It gives your already inflated ego an even bigger puff. It used to be a core part of my strategy for getting clients on board. We both had something on each other.
Core tenant to, I don't know what he said, however, he said it's something like essential to bring clients. That's how much they're bullshitting people. That's how much they're willing to push you in a certain direction to do the things that they want. Like they're ready to take drugs and like intoxicate themselves to be able to just sell you on the idea that they want to sell you on.
Lose him his job, he could lose me my job. You know, I used to come back from like an all-night bender, go straight into the office, and I would have to go on the mic in front of 200 people on the trading floor. One of the very first major presentations I ever did. I was doing it and suddenly everyone started giggling and I was thinking, what the f is going on here? And suddenly I saw this blood hit onto my white shirt. And I was like, oh my God. And I've got a massive coke-related nostril bleed all over my crisp white shirt. It's the perfect job for a psychopath. If you look at what psychopaths are, and I'm not talking about Hannibal Lecter here, I'm talking about actual, normal, everyday psychopaths. They are manipulative. They are often charming. They hate jobs that require serious qualifications. They are people who don't show remorse or have empathy. For example, if a company...
Manipulative, charming. It's like all our leaders today, of course not the current ones. However, when you see those celebrities, they are charming. Like you fall in love with them, you fall in love with what they say, and it's just like all manipulation. Especially I'm talking about the economical and political department. Like you look at those people, you're like, oh, he looks like a nice person. This is all like the attributes of those people, and it's really disheartening to see how many people fall for their tricks, how many people look at them, watch the news and are like, no, that's a good person, let's listen to him, let's listen to what he has to say because he's pushing us in the right direction and all of that shit. And it's really disheartening to see that, and hope this video changes a little bit some of your minds. Let's continue.
Announces that it's going to lose 1,000 jobs. You might feel that's a bit of a shame, but actually in the city, we would absolutely celebrate and reward that company because that company is going to be more efficient and it's going to make greater profits. It's an industry that rewards psychopaths, and it's an industry that psychopaths thrive in.
Now, unpopular opinion here, like when a company loses employees and it's going to make more profits, that's good for the business. Yeah, it's bad for the employees and all that shit, and you might feel bad. However, I don't consider myself or anyone to be a psychopath for celebrating a company making more profits. Yes, it's very sad to the employees and all that shit. However, it's the business. If I build a business and I hire employees and then I realize that no, it's hurting my business because I have to pay a lot of employees now and I fire some of them, yes, it's bad for the employees, however, it's good for my business. So you don't have to be a psychopath to celebrate that, just so I'm not always criticizing.
Insider trading happens all the time because people in the city aren't satisfied just with their six-figure salaries and their six-figure bonuses. They want to get even more money. For example, during the financial crisis, there used to be rumors spread that this company is going bust or that this bank is about to have to ask the government for some money. And by doing that, these hedge funds were exacerbating the financial crisis, making it worse and worse and worse. But they didn't give a because they were making a buck themselves, and they never got found out because they could always claim they'd heard it from someone else first. So it's one of those crimes you never get found out. out for. The thing is about insider trading is people think it's like this victimless crime, but actually what it means is that a hedge fund, as it usually is, has bought some shares off Grand's pension fund, and that Grand's pension fund has unwittingly sold it to them, not realizing the share price is about to rocket when it gets taken over. So in fact, it's not a victimless crime. They're stealing directly off your granny.
So it's the same as in the Forex market. When I say the market is manipulated and all that shit, they want you in a certain direction. They break a resistance line to the upside, they break a support line to the downside, or they touch a double bottom or a double top and all this shit. They force you to get in a certain point in a certain direction. They teach you all of that. They say, okay, for example, you need to sell a double top. Now they know what you will do. So they create a double top for you to sell it, for example, and then they buy from you. This is how they accumulate their positions. So it's never a victimless crime. It's player versus player in the trading industry, no matter what. Like even if you're trading on your own right now as a viewer, you go to your trading platform and you start trading, there's someone who is buying from you or selling to you, and it's either you or the other player is going to lose. So it's a player versus player game when it comes to trading. However, with hedge funds, the difference is you're trying to do it in a smart way. You're trying to learn technical analysis. You're trying to be the better player. They are not trying to be the better player. What they're trying to do is they're trying to crush everyone by having unfair advantages, which is loads of money where they can manipulate the market however they want. And it's the word, they manipulate the market. So they're manipulating the market to make you believe in entering in a certain direction because they know the technical analysis that they taught you. So they taught you a certain technical analysis. They manipulate the market to confirm your technical analysis. You get in, they manipulate it, accumulate their positions, and then you lose. This is what generally happens.
It's simple. You've just got a bunch of really clever, greedy, ruthless people together, and the rewards are massive and the risks of getting caught are negligible. So they are going to do everything in their power via insider trading, spreading false rumors, market manipulation, anything.
Of course, because no one can know.
The system to make a fast buck. And unless they really sort out regulation, it will always be the case. I was playing for the team that was on the side of corporations that were raping this planet. And I was on the side of corporations who didn't give a shit about their workforce, but just gave a shit about their quarterly earnings figures. Kind of gets to you, especially if you have the kind of upbringing I had, which was fairly left-wing, religious, and I was a kind of a hippie as well. You know, I used to tell young kids about what a terrible job banking was. And then when I described it, strippers, £1,000 meals, cocaine, bonuses of £500,000–600,000. They were like, tell me how I get this job. It has changed. It's more about being a serious guy with two mass people.
I mean, this is the thing. When you tell people about all the manipulation and you tell the people how those hedge funds can manipulate the markets, how they can make so much money, most people are really intrigued to work there and see how it happens and all of that shit. They are more intrigued to join forces with those people. However, the reality is that you don't realize that this is not life. Like, life isn't just about money, strippers, bitches, all this shit. And I've said it in my previous video. Life is about, I'm traveling the world right now, I'm just exploring the planet, and at the same time spending as much time as I can with my family, with friends, and this is why we came here to Earth as human beings, and this is a part that most people miss. Most people think we came here on Earth to slave ourselves, to enslave ourselves to like money. And it's confusing. Like when you see someone who just turned 19 and is like, yeah, I'm going to work all my life just for money and for all this like superficial shit, and you're like, were you actually born for this shit? Were you created just to enslave yourself for money? And just people don't realize that. They keep chasing something that will never get you fulfilled. It will never get you fulfilled. No matter how much money you have, it will never get you fulfilled. Having a little bit of money that gets you to be financially free, location free, and money free, financially free, location free, and time freedom as well. So time freedom is being able to work whenever you want. location freedom is being able to go wherever the fuck you want, and then finally financial freedom is there's not one entity that controls how much money you get. This is what you need. You don't need riches. You don't need millions of dollars. The moment you get all these three criterias together and you can do whatever the fuck you want and spend time with your family, spend time with your friends, and have all this freedom, travel the world, explore this planet before you leave Earth, this is what you want. This is what I want, at least. And I don't know how people can look at this life and say, well, this is not what I want. I want just money, hedge funds, finance, strippers, bitches. And I just don't see how you guys get fulfilled from that, to be honest.
They are still earning a lot of money, but not as much. Nowadays, there's limits on how big your bonus can be. It can only be a maximum of twice your salary, whereas back in my day, you'd get 6 times your salary at the drop of a hat. It's no longer quite the playground for druggy lads having a ball anymore, and thank for that, frankly, because it's not right the way we used to behave. I think on my deathbed, that particular phase in my life, I will not be very proud of. I sold my soul to the devil, basically, but I did get a good price for it.
Yeah, this is the end. For the end of this video, guys, when he said like, this is something that I will regret on my deathbed, and this goes on also for every single human being out there. Like, if you're going to do something, if you're going to get into a business, if you're going to do anything, the number one thing that you have to verify is that you don't fall in this trap of regretting it for life. Because, as I said, at the end of the day, the freedom is important, it's not the money, and you can get the freedom in an ethical way. You don't have to become a billionaire. And even becoming a billionaire, you can do it in an ethical way. However, it's much harder than doing it in an unethical way, or just scamming or lying to people, bullshitting people. So, to not do it in an unethical way, just you can stop aiming at it unless you really want to put in the work and work very hard for it without bullshitting people. However, in order to not do it in an unethical way, another way is to just stop aiming for this like rigorous amounts of money. Just aim for the freedom. Say you want to have a business where you have time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom. This is all you want. You don't need billions of dollars. You can aim for that, of course. Ambition, I highly appreciate and respect ambition. However, don't do it in the expense of fucking other people around, because you'll regret it for life, and you wouldn't be able to even look at your kids or look at the people around you the same way you'd look at them having a clear conscience. You'd wish that your kid doesn't turn out the way you did. So don't get on that road. So this will be the end of this video, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. It was a very interesting video for me to watch as well, and notifications, comments, and if you want to talk to me, guys, you can feel free to do so in my DMs on Instagram. I'll have the link in the description as well. All right, have a great day and good luck.